FCS parents, this is almost the completion of week 1 of the coronavirus closure, and I told you in my video on Tuesday that I would probably have more information by the end of this week, and sure enough, the information I was waiting for came through yesterday. As I'm sure you are all aware, Solano County issued a shelter in place for the county through April 7th. They announced that yesterday, and obviously that's going to affect a lot of different things, including the campus closures at Fairfield Christian School. As I said, the shelter in place is through April 7th. Even if the shelter in place were lifted at that time and we were able to restart school, we would only be in school 2 days, and then we would start our Easter break, which is supposed to start on April 10th. Coming back for 2 days just does not make much sense. So, as of now, the Fairfield Christian School campuses will be closed until April 20th. Let me repeat. Fairfield Christian School campuses will be closed until April 20th. On that day, hopefully, if everything has gone the way they expect it to, we will be free to reopen on April 20th. We don't know that for certain. Things could change between now and then, so we will consistently keep you updated on all the latest information. As of now, we aim to be open again on April 20th. But again, things may change, so make sure you stay updated with us with all the latest information. I want to remind you, while the school districts make certain decisions, and there are some decisions we are forced to make, we are not always going to make the same decision that school districts make. So make sure you check with us. Do not assume that we are following what the public schools are doing. Make sure you check with us specifically to find out what's going on with Fairfield Christian School. Now, with that extended closure, obviously, it changes a few things that we need to do. First of all, teachers are going through different resources, trying to find more resources they can give you as parents to help you with your kids while they're at home. There are a lot of free resources available right now. Some of them are really good, some of them are definitely not very good. I've come across a lot of resources, and that's really hit or miss as to whether they are good or not so good. So our teachers are going through a lot of those. As they find great resources, they will forward those resources to you. Please make sure you keep in touch with your child's teacher. All of our teachers should be available, especially during the school day when they would normally be at school. They should be available. If kids need help, if you have questions, they should be available to answer those questions for you. So make sure, use their phone lines. All the teachers have school phone lines. If you don't know what their extension is, go onto the school website. All of their extensions are listed there. Please call the teachers. I expect you to. They expect you to. Call them if you need specific information. You're not bothering them. They should be available for you to call them. And if they're not available at that moment, leave a message and they will get back to you. I know some of the classrooms you use Blooms. Make sure you stay in communication through Blooms wherever possible. But stay connected to the school. We will be putting out regular information through emails, through videos like this. In addition, I know that there are many teachers that are going to start trying to do some online classes. Mrs. Brandt actually did it today through Zoom, and it was very successful. The kids loved it. They were all able to get on class online together, all from their own homes. And Mrs. Brandt was actually able to share her screen and go through a lesson with them, and it was great. Now, we can't do that all day, every day, for every class, for all the students. But as much as possible, we do want to try to do that. So I know we're setting up a schedule for middle school and high school for next week so that teachers can have some classes online at Zoom, just to give some supplements to what the kids are already getting through Ignitia. I know some elementary teachers are also thinking about doing it next week as well. It's a great way to keep the classroom connected, especially during this time of social distancing. It's a way to keep people connected online. So we're going to be utilizing Zoom, so make sure you try to get familiar with that. I know teachers will probably give you directions, but again, make sure you check with your child's teacher to know exactly what's going on with that class. That being said, I know there are a few things we're going to be trying to do specifically with preschool as well. There are actually some expanded options that we may actually be able to do with preschool. I'm talking to some people right now, to different organizations about that. Again, we'll give you more specific information when we find out more about it. I know Miss H has actually already put out a video with some songs and stuff for some of the preschool kids, but there are maybe some expanded things that we can do for preschool as well. Again, stay tuned for more information on that. When you have your kids at home, some very important information. I know Mrs. Buckner relayed a lot of the same information earlier this week, but make sure when you have your kids at home, you keep your kids on a schedule. It makes a huge difference. Make sure that they are up by a certain time. Make sure they are dressed. Yes, they should be dressed. They should not be lying around in their bedclothes all day. They should be dressed by a certain time, breakfast by a certain time, and then sitting down to work by a certain time. Here at my house, I am requiring that my daughter be up, dressed, eating breakfast, sitting down, ready to work by 9 a.m. I felt that was actually pretty generous, 9 a.m. They're usually supposed to be at school by 8:20. So 9 a.m. is pretty generous, but 9 a.m. sitting down and beginning to work. It's important that kids have a schedule. Kids thrive on consistency. They need consistency. Please set up a schedule for your child and make sure they're following that schedule. Again, if you run out of resources that you have for your child, contact your child's teacher. They have more resources available to you that can supplement whatever it is, the core stuff that they're doing in the classroom, the core stuff that they've given to your child already. There are more resources out there to help supplement all of that. We want these kids, and we don't want to just keep them busy. We want them actually learning. And there are ways that we can do that. Obviously, we can't do that directly in the classroom right now, but there are ways that we can help to supplement the things that we've already given you so those students can continue to learn. I know there has been some concern about Governor Newsom's comments the other day that schools may be closed throughout the year. I'm not saying that won't happen. I'm not saying that's not a possibility, but I know he threw the education world kind of in a downward spiral when he made those comments, because the next day, from a lot of different organizations, there were a lot of questions. What would that mean in a lot of different ways? And nobody has answers to that right now. So I know that's been kind of put out there. So whether that'll happen or not, it's very up in the air right now. For now, as I said before, we are planning to reopen on April 20th. Again, things may change, but make sure you stay connected with us. We're going to be also trying to do a lot of other things through Zoom. For example, not this week. We may actually put a video out for chapel tomorrow. We're trying to get that together right now. But next week, we're going to try to do a live chapel through Zoom where everybody can kind of log on to Zoom together. The teachers and the staff will all be in different locations adding content to that chapel. But we're going to try to do that next Friday. We're trying to get all the logistics worked out for that. So there are things we want to do. There are more ways we want to stay connected, more things we want to offer the students. Obviously, this thing kind of hit us kind of quickly, and thank goodness for Ignitia, because for 3rd through 12th grade, it's been a pretty seamless transition to this distance learning model. But we want to do all that we can to help you as parents, and obviously to help the students that we are charged with educating. So these are weird days right now, and we're all trying to make it through this together. I keep on saying this, but God is with us. And if God is with us, who can be against us? God has plans for us, right? Jeremiah 29:11. Those plans are for our welfare, not for our disaster, to give us a future and a hope. I know there's a lot of worry right now, but in 1 John it tells us that perfect love drives out all fear. So there's verse after verse after verse. If you'd like more, I've got a whole list of them that I'm going over regularly, that I'm reading, that I'm reminding myself that as troubling as these times are, our God is greater. Jesus is our champion, and that means he's the champion over everything, including coronavirus. So whatever trouble you're going through, and I know that there could be financial difficulties in families. I know many companies are closing, laying people off. I realize that there are a lot of things going on out there. But whatever situation that is taking place, just know that you can lean into God and reach out to us. Let us know. You can contact us in the office, myself, Angela, Jordan. You can contact any of us in the office. While we're not physically in the office, we are staying connected regularly. We can answer any questions you might have. If you have a need, please let us know. We want to know how we can help you, either practically or through prayer. We just want to know how we can help you as families. Obviously, we've got a lot of things going on at the school, and we're trying to solve a lot of things, but it doesn't mean we're not interested in helping you as families and as individuals as well. All right? So again, stay connected. We want to stay connected with you. And as we gain more information, we'll let you guys know that information as we find out. All right, praying for all of you regularly. God bless.